What's going on in this video? I'm going to break down how you can use Clay to pretty much integrate it with LinkedIn to find highly qualified leads, no matter what like high ticket B2B niche you're in. So if you're selling like a high ticket service, you're in the agency niche, consulting space, real estate, or you do AI automations or anything like that. If you're targeting like a high ticket B2B industry, this is going to work for you to find high intent leads, either for your cold email campaigns or so you don't have to manually search through LinkedIn, where you sometimes find like qualified accounts in my network, and sometimes those accounts aren't the best. Like, this is going to give you granular high intent leads that are going to be perfect to reach out to, so you can book a ton of calls, so you can get a bunch of clients. So where it starts is actually the find people section in Clay. So what you want to do is, I've already done a table here as an example, but there's a feature called Find People in Clay, and this is essentially like LinkedIn Sales Navigator, but it's integrated into Clay so that you can do it within Clay and then enrich later on. So what I've done is like 5,000 results, language is English, company size 1, 2 to 10. So I'm targeting agency owners, so I want to target like small companies or like companies with like 2 to 10 employees, because they're not going to be that big. They might have client acquisition as a problem. So then this is the most important part, but keywords. So what you want to do is, you guys know your niche the best. So what you want to do is stack up all the keywords that your niche uses. So, I have YouTube content marketing agencies, I have e-com agencies, email, SMS, CRO, AI automation, funnel building, systems, pipeline appointments, go to market, all these keywords. What you want to do is just put them in the keyword section and as singular words, because the one bad thing about Find People is that it does all logic and not and logic. So you just want to get as many accounts as possible that even contain 1 or 2 of these keywords, because later on, and I'm going to show you guys how you can filter it to actually find accounts that have multiple of these keywords, or the right sub niches within your niches, so that you can actually target the right people. Because if you just do keywords, like some accounts might have email, but then they've got a whole bunch of like whack that you just don't want included in that bio, and they're not valid leads to reach out to. But the first step is just all possible keywords that your niche has in their bio. You want to include that. Then obviously you want decision makers, so founder, CEO, owner, co-founder. Maximum number of followers, I just do 2,000. I don't want to reach out to like huge accounts with massive personal brands, because they're less likely to reply. For this time I did like all European countries, so you can also just target United States, target Canada, target whichever place you want to target, and pretty much that's what you do. Then what that outputs is around 5,000 accounts. If you're on the starter plan, it can output 5,000 at a time. What you want to do is, it automatically gives you first name, last name, full name, job title, location, company name, company domain, and LinkedIn profile. It gives you all of these things automatically. Now, what I do is I apply some filters. So the first filter I apply is make sure that the row actually has a company domain, because if it doesn't, there's no point like doing any enrichment with it, because you're not going to be able to reach out to it for cold email, which is the main reason I'm using this. Then the next part is actually, you want to take the LinkedIn profile and you want to output the headline text of that bio associated with that LinkedIn profile. Now, how you do this is, I think I've hidden it, the column that I used. Yes, here. So what you want to do is, I've actually got a prompt that I use, that I connect with my ChatGPT OpenAI key, that actually finds the headline text based on the LinkedIn profile itself. So I give it UI tasks with extracting headline from a LinkedIn profile page using LinkedIn URL. It goes to the LinkedIn URL and it just locates the headline section and it extracts the full text. Now, why I'm doing this is because I want to then have this text in Clay, and then I'm going to run another row, which essentially a huge prompt that is going to find agency owners, not based on keywords. Like, it will have keywords, but it's going to be based on a reasoning prompt and like an actual logical prompt that's going to find accounts that are similar to my connections that I've already reached out to in the past. So it's like a logical, semantic-based reasoning prompt. So you're not just like hit and miss with a lot of these softwares. Like, for example, with Twitter and like Drippy and things like that, you have to search for keywords, and sometimes like accounts that have the keyword, but they're just not qualified. They're just random bot accounts that you don't want to be reaching out to. So you get the headline text, and then I have this thing called agency match score. Now, this is where you're going to apply it to your niche. So you have all the keywords from the Find People tab. Now what you want to do is apply this type of prompt, which I'll actually link this prompt and a generalized one in the comments maybe, so you guys can apply it just to whatever niche you're in. But your advanced semantic reasoning engine trained to identify LinkedIn bios and headline text that match the strategic positioning, offers tone, patterns of modern agency founders, operators, specialists, particularly those focused on. And then these are all the sub niches within the agency. So appointment setting, Clavio, copywriting, client acquisition, lead generation, cold outreach, email SMS, B2B outbound, AI automation, all these things that, you know, agency owners, YouTube content marketing is one of them as well. And all I get it to do is go to the headline text that's in this row, and I connect my OpenAI API key, and you won't want to use too many credits, so you just use GPT-4 only because it's not a very hard thing for ChatGPT to do. Then all you want to do is just get a match score. So it's going to find the accounts that match this type of prompt that I've given it, so it matches my connections, matches agency owners to qualified, and what it does is it gives you a score out of 0 to 100, and then I filter on the match score row for greater than 75, because greater than 75 is going to mean, you know, these accounts are quite qualified. So if you look at some of these, so helping SMBs automate their business end-to-end with AI client acquisition, that's just a qualified profile. 80 is, you know, helping SMBs automate, oh, that's the same one. Lead as a service digital agency, AI agency architect. I always find ways for your company to excel in sales. That's another qualified profile. Now, all of these, Clay has done in 2 seconds, so you don't have to go to my network. You don't have to like search a lot or spend a lot of time on LinkedIn doing this yourself. You can actually just do it completely automated. Now, once you've got that, then you can just do the waterfall enrichment for work emails. You just verify the emails through whatever software you use, whether that's instantly, Million Verify, or you can do it in Clay anyway. But most important thing is when you do find people, you just want to find all the keywords associated with the companies you want to be working with in singular, like separated by commas, and then what you want to do is make a prompt that matches these keywords, not necessarily finding for the keywords, but indirectly it will have the keywords, but you want buyers with multiple of these keywords coming together so you can actually get qualified profiles quite easily. And that can be split into like sub niches within your niche, or, you know, certain words in real estate that you know exist, certain words that consultants use, certain words that call sellers use, and then you want to just do this 0 to 100 thing or whatever. It doesn't have to be like this. I just decided to make it like this, but essentially you want it to reason through the bio, and that's what ChatGPT is so good for. You don't have to just match for keywords. You can actually reason to make sure it's getting the right profiles automatically without a bunch of crap. And then all you do is export this. You send them LinkedIn, your LinkedIn outreach, whether you personalize that with Clay as well. You can do that as well in Clay, or you can send them all these emails into your instantly and continue your cold email campaigns. But I found this is the best way to source leads for cold email, because it's much better than going to Apollo and using saturated leads, or it's much better than all these other softwares that multiple people are using, and it's just horrible when it comes to reply rates and appointment booking rates. So if I go to my instantly campaigns, I can actually show you guys these are the exact type of leads that I've been getting, and I think I've booked like 14 calls from 50 emails a day alone. So a reply rate of 9.7% and positive reply rate of like half of that's like 4 or 5% positive reply rate, and then it's getting to another 2% appointment booking rate. So I'm sending, if you can get a 2% ABR like nowadays with cold email, that's just very scalable. And all you want to do from there is go to like premium inboxes and just get more email accounts and keep scaling. Once you've got a proof of concept, you can just keep adding mailboxes, which is what I'm going to be doing. So this is how the best way to source leads. I've worked like for months to figure out the best way out to do it, and this is actually the best way to do it. Clay is a bit expensive, but it's absolutely worth it. If you guys want like a generalized prompt, I might actually put that in the comments. And if you guys want any other videos related to Clay, outbound in general, client acquisition, sales, maybe inbound stuff as well, like content creation, using ChatGPT to like automate your content while still sounding like a normal human, you guys can, I guess, yeah, like I said, put something in the comments. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.